The following segments are pre-recorded and sponsored by Longworth Productions.
Artificial intelligence on Triad Today. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today, coming to you once again from the beautiful Cedar Botanical Garden in Kernersville. We'll tell you more about the garden later on, and later on is when the roundtable shows up, and we'll get into all sorts of controversial topics, so stay tuned for that. Some great guests on the way here today, so I hope you'll be with us the entire half hour. And where we want to start is with a familiar face to Triad Today viewers. She's been on with us before. Deborah McCusker is Department Head for Information Technologies at Alamance Community College, and we welcome you back.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you. Last time you were here, you and I talked about cybersecurity. Now we want to talk about artificial intelligence. So school me a little bit on this. First of all, what is AI and how is it being used these days?
All right. Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is an engine of change across almost every market and industry: retail, healthcare, manufacturing. And I think I can explain it maybe with a scenario. Imagine your favorite financial institution that's processing 100,000 or even 1 million credit card transactions every day.
Right.
And they have a group of personnel whose job it is to detect fraud. Monumental task.
Right.
But imagine high-performance computing coming into the mix. We can train the computer on the attributes of a legitimate transaction. And then by extension, that machine can guess pretty well on what's fraudulent.
So it would be better protected in that scenario.
Exactly.
All right, now why is it important then, and you've probably already answered this in a way, but why is it so important for Alamance Community College to pick up the baton and go with this as far as instruction?
Well, when it comes to AI, the train's already left the station.
Right.
Businesses are adopting it across, like I said, many, many sectors. So it is vitally important that we equip our students with the skills and abilities to be able to use these diagnostic, predictive, and data illumination techniques.
Well, what goes into creating a program like this? Because it's not exactly something that's been around like reading, writing, and arithmetic for hundreds of years. What goes into creating a program like this?
Well, it's been in the works for a number of months. It does take a lot to bring a program to fruition in education, and especially in a high-tech field like artificial intelligence. We do have a strong and successful information technology associate and applied science degree.
That's right.
And we are using that as a foundation, and then adding some very exciting and interesting courses on business analytics, machine learning, and data diagnostics,
And this all
cetera.
fits with your overall strategic plan too, doesn't it?
ACC, its mission has always been to take people from where they are in our diverse community and give them the tools for success. So in our ever-expanding digital economy, it's becoming vital that personnel have these abilities to cleanse data, format data, transform data, and bring knowledge to light within their organization. And thus, we are keeping in close contact with our business advisors and continuing to be, we think, pivotal in economic development.
And keep up with what those businesses and industries really need in terms of AI. Now, before time runs out on us very quickly, when does all this start and when can people enroll?
Yeah. The program starts very soon. It's this coming spring semester. Enrollment for the spring starts at the end of October. Our president, Ken Engel, comes to us from the world of IT, and we're very excited for his leadership. And if you want to find out more about artificial intelligence, just go to ACC's main website, look for that search box in the upper right-hand corner, and type in AI.
And up on screen, we'll just do that, alamancecc.edu, and that's the website itself. And I might just have my own AI computer, avatar just sign me up. that'll mess your mind up on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Deb, for doing this.
Thank you.
It's important work. I appreciate it. We'll be right back after this. Here's a sad fact. In the last presidential election, over 81 million people didn't even bother to show up and vote. So it's important to register. Right, King?
Absolutely. But one of the most important part of it is education. Education is key to this election. Educating you on the policies that the candidates are talking about. Educating you on the candidates and issues. So please get educated.
This is brought to you by Ground Game Innovations.
Spartans are the teachers, artists, nurses, scientists, and leaders who build our communities.
Back now on Triad Today. I'm always glad when we see this man come in. He just flies in and out of here on, we have a runway right outside this room. No, I'm just kidding. Kevin Baker, of course, is Executive Director, Piedmont Triad International Airport, and a very busy man, and we appreciate you taking a few minutes with us. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Jim.
I want to talk about direct service out of PTI. You hear people debating that all the time, and what flights are direct and this kind of thing. And I'm guessing in your position, aside from handling economic development and job growth and all these things, you also get sort of hear personal stories and get questions and comments. Relate something to me.
Sure. Yeah. Some folks really do want direct flights. And one thing that we like to tell folks is that you can get to about 250 markets with one connection out of our airports, really well connected in terms of airports in markets of this size. But with direct connections or direct flights, we have just about 15 or 16. So yeah, there are definitely those who want a direct flight and believe that that there should be flights to all sorts of markets. I'll tell you just a great story on that. This is a very data-driven industry, right? And the airlines know where the passengers are and what choices they're making. So there's a thing called Passengers Daily Each Way, PDEW, PDUs, they call it. And that is a measure of the number of people who want to go from one airport to another every day. So for instance, to give an example, LaGuardia, there's about 300 people who want to go from here to LaGuardia every day, and about 300 people who want to go from LaGuardia to PTI.
Okay.
Not the same people, obviously,
right,
average numbers. And the airlines use that kind of data to determine how much they're going to serve a market, et cetera. So a classic example of someone who wanted direct service. I'm sitting at my office eating lunch one day, and all of a sudden, this is 5-10 years ago now, and I look up, and do you remember the movie Poltergeist?
Yeah.
And there was the little lady who was the medium.
Yeah.
Carolyn.
Yeah.
I look up from my desk, and that lady, I swear it was that lady, it wasn't her for real, it looked just like her, about this tall, had a rollerboard bag that was about the same size as hers. She said, I want to talk to Kevin Baker. And I went like this, I said, I haven't seen him. And I said, I'm kidding, I said, well, how can I help you? And she says, well, I'm mad because I can't get a direct flight to see my son. And I said, well, where's your son live? And she said, International Falls, Minnesota.
Wow.
So guess what the PDUs are to International Falls?
Negligible.
0.1.
Yeah.
So,
because nobody's going to go from Greensboro to,
Right, not on a daily basis, but this lady, and fairly so, because she doesn't understand the business. She thought that there should be a flight that one day out of 10, she can fly on it and be the only passenger.
Right.
And so that's something that we deal with. I mean, folks have to understand that, markets drive, numbers of passengers, and the airlines know those, and the airlines are going to set up their schedules based on that.
Right. And there are some really good direct flights. So just name a couple of cities that people can leave from Greensboro and go to, right, just like that.
Yeah, I mean, so, you've got the New York airports, the DC airports, then you've got Philadelphia, you've got Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, Denver, new Denver flight, O'Hare,
right.
In Chicago. So we've got a lot of Florida airports. We've got connections to all of the major hubs, all the way as far west as Denver.
Right.
And when you can get to those hubs, you can get to the cities beyond them.
Absolutely.
That's how you get this 250 roughly with one flight.
Right. And I'll just say as a personal testimony that it's just very convenient when you're flying out of PTI. I mean, every aspect of it, getting through and checking in and that kind of thing, it's just a world of difference between that and going to some other airport out of town. And who wants to drive to Charlotte or Raleigh and get into all that mess? Hey, before time runs out on us, I was going to ask you, because I'm not going to see you again for a while, Holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving and Christmas, a lot of travel goes on there. Anything you think people should keep in mind for holiday travel?
Yeah, we think it's going to be a busy holiday season again. And, I think it's kind of the standard message to everybody that around that time of the year, Thanksgiving is the biggest travel time of the year. Around those times that they should obviously give themselves more time, and they should check with their airlines. Today, it's easy. Look on your phone, see where the plane is. Just check it,
Right.
check in on where things are, and pay attention to that before they come to the airport.
All right, up on the screen, I hope you'll visit this website, everybody. Flyfrompti.com. That's very simple. Flyfrompti.com gives you all sorts of information about flight schedules, and you can also read things about the board and how people do things over there. It's a great website. Look, I'm not going to see you probably for a few months, so in advance, happy holidays.
And to you.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back after this. Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you that Triad Today is now streaming on WFMY Plus, available free on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Back now on Triad Today, and we talk a lot about education for kids and all sorts of programs and scholarships that are available. But it's time, I think, to spend a few minutes talking about adult education. So we're going to do that right now with an expert. With us right now, Nikisha Robinson. She's education coach at the Access Center for Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
What is the Access Center for people that don't know?
Access Center is a unique opportunity for adults to get their high school credential. We partner with the community colleges and provide supportive services, individual career coaching, and that sort.
I saw in an email or something that you had written that you referred to it being sort of a pathway, I think was your word, a pathway for adults. What did you mean?
It's a pathway because what we do not only help them get their high school credential, but we also get them connected to an industry recognized credential. So we're talking trade skills, HVAC, welding, forklift training, healthcare trades as well, NA, CNA.
Well, that's
pharmacy.
a wide range of things.
Yes,
and
it
probably
is.
in what you just said, you probably answered what I'm about to ask, which is, and without criticizing any other program, but why is the Access Center so good and so different from maybe other programs?
Because we not only focus on that education, but we also provide those supportive services for those life happy moments. So if a student needed help with childcare or transportation, we even have partnerships with organizations that provide mental health, financial literacy. Yeah, we have a lot of different services that we offer.
So you're knocking down some barriers that could have been prevented people from going through this.
Yes, in our experience, we have found that sometimes students have to make decisions and sacrifices, and sometimes they will choose to put education on the back burner if they have a transportation issue or a child care issue.
And that's so important that y'all are helping with that, because otherwise they forego a chance to really improve themselves, and going through your program is going to help everybody.
Yes, it does, because we help provide industry recognized workers. So we also work on employability skills and getting students ready for the industry. So we're developing the workforce.
Now you say adults, but now what age range are we talking about that's eligible for this?
Access Center is available for 18 and up, all walks of life. We've had students who maybe struggle with their peer group and didn't want to be in person. We've had adults who dropped out because of life happy moments, and have realized that in order to support their children, they need to upskill.
Let me put you on the spot for a success story or two. I mean, do you have anything you can relate to us and sort of lets us know how things are going and the feedback and success you might have had?
Yes, we have a young lady who most recently finished her adult high school diploma, but she struggled with social anxiety, and so she did not want to be in class. She finished and wanted to take pharmacy assistant. Well, pharmacy assistant is an in-class course.
Right.
So she worked with me and developed those skills to feel comfortable to be able to go to that class. Now she's ready to do medication aid and So we're going to help her do that. And she's talking about going into community health worker.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Going from such a, from A to B is like, she's afraid to be around people, doesn't want to interact, and now she's going to be in a position, thanks to you, to do a lot of community service.
Yes, to be around the community.
It must make you feel pretty good.
It does. I know that what we're doing is changing lives. I see it every day. I'm a witness of it myself. And just to know that it increases their confidence as well. So,
before I let you go and time runs out, now, when people are enrolling in this, is this something like I can watch you on TV and say, well, I want to enroll right now, or is there just certain weeks or months that people can enroll for this?
There is an enrollment period. For SciTech is who our Access Center partners with. We offer Access Centers in all of the western part of North Carolina. So there's an Access Center in Morganton, Statesville, Asheville, and then Winston. So for SciTech, enrolls at a certain time, so you'll sign up for orientation, then you will take your placement test, and then they also offer classes there at the Goodwill location.
All right, very good. Up on screen, Goodwill NWNC stands for Northwest North Carolina.org. It's Goodwill NWNC.org. Nakisha, I want to thank you not just for being on the show today, but for all that you're doing for these students.
Thank you for having me.
Come back sometime, will you?
I will.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Baby, watch me fly. Baby, watch me soar. Baby, watch me fly. I will open up the sky.
Fly local, fly easy, fly PTI.
Back now on Triad Today, and we have somebody new we'd like you to meet. He's not new to his profession. He's very experienced in the world of theater. And we're talking about Dr. Daniel Bernard, director of High Point Theater, the new director. We welcome you to the area.
Thanks so much, Jim. I appreciate being here.
Let's talk about you a little bit, so we want people to get to know you. Where were you born, and when did you first develop an interest in the arts?
Born in Riverside, California, to parents who were Texans. And I was playing piano, reading my sister's. My sister was taking lessons, and I would read her music after her when I was little, 3 or 4. So always been part of my life.
Were you one of her page turners while she was playing?
I think I got, well, she played pretty well, but I got more benefit out of it than.
Now, what about professional background before you came here to High Point Theater? Give us a little synopsis on that.
So my background is not the typical career path to get here. I was a university professor. I have a doctorate in music composition, was teaching at Penn State, and as part of that, I ran a chamber music series. And that just opened up all kinds of worlds for me, enough that it made me change career direction, career path.
That's great.
So really, then that led to jobs in South Texas, South Florida, Mississippi, and now here in High Point.
Well, and with the kind of level of experience you've got, you could go anywhere you wanted to, and your skills are in such demand. So I guess my question is, why did you decide to come to High Point? What attracted you to High Point Theater?
We only applied for jobs in areas that I thought would be fun to live. Eventually, this is probably the job I'm going to retire from, and I don't want to live in a place where I don't want to be after that.
Right.
So I'm very attracted by the community. The theater is just the right size, 900 seats, and it's big enough to do very good things, and small enough that you can do more intimate things if you want.
Yeah. What's your vision? I mean, I'll put you on the spot. What's your vision for the theater going forward?
Well, I think that what we need to do is bigger names. The tickets are going to get more expensive, but you're going to be glad to pay them because it's going to be totally worth it.
Right.
And I think we need to go larger so that it becomes an economic driver, and people will drive into High Point to see those shows, and
maybe even stay overnight.
That's the way it usually works.
So there's more economic impact to that if we can keep them here.
That is the goal: is to raise the footprint. That's
interesting. All right, Dan, let's do sort of a quickie here on 3 shows coming up. I'll mention them, and maybe you can give me a couple seconds on what they are. Tannahill Weavers, Thursday, September 26th.
So Tannahill Weavers, a Scottish folk band. Part of a 2-day Celtic Celtic-inspired show. So Tannehill Weavers on Thursday, Scythian on Friday.
That's how you pronounce it, Scythian.
Scythian.
Now, what is that all about?
That is defies good genre. It is a roots band with Celtic influences, folk rock influences, high energy, a lot of fun.
And then Herman's Hermits. There's some Herman's Hermits music coming up on Saturday, October 12th. What are we going to see and hear about that?
That Peter Noon, one of the original members, will be there as part of that group. I had to go back and look. In 1965, Herman's Hermits was bigger than the Beatles.
Yeah.
Did not last as long as the Beatles did. But you remember Henry VIII, I Am. I remember singing that when I was a kid.
Yeah. And I'm older than you, so I didn't have to look back. I remember when they were big. And what was that whole British invasion thing? Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun night, just to rock out with us.
Yeah. Now, our tickets, just give a quick plug, because we're going to put something up on screen about ticket sales. I'm assuming that the season ticket sales are still available. And
well, season tickets are, since the season's already started, that'd be silly to buy tickets for the season. But tickets are absolutely on sale, highpointtheater.com.
Okay.
And a lot of good seats still available.
I want to put this up on screen, as Dan just mentioned, highpointtheater.com. And remember, when you go to this, it's a great website. There's 2 T's in there, highpointtheater.com.
And theater is spelled R-E at the end, not
That's right.
theater.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's what we got up on screen, theater. And also call 887-3001 for tickets. Don't get taken in by scammers and people like that. Call the box office and get those tickets. Dan, I look forward to having you back.
It's a pleasure to be here, Jim. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll be right back after this. Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you to catch my column Longworth at Large and Yes Weekly every week. It's available throughout the Triad, or you can go online, yesweekly.com. Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Longworth. Welcome back to Triad Today. It's just about time for the roundtable, but a quick shout out to the good folks here at Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. Please visit the garden and the website. It's a great place. And it's especially great today with these 3 great guests. On my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman's with us, and the beautiful and talented journalist Rosemary Plyman is with us, and Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. All right, guys. In the aftermath of the Georgia school shooting, Winston-Salem and Forsyth County schools are being bombarded with threats of posted on social media. As a result, the superintendent's asking parents not to repost random threats on social media. Now, you okay with that request? Or would you rather have all threatening online posts processed? Ogie.
Yeah, I don't see the point of posting all of them. I'm fine with that. It's just too many. It's just crazy.
Rosemary, a couple kids in school. What do you think?
Don't repost, but I'll tell you, my daughter called me on Monday, and she was in tears because she had heard about one of these. And we said, go to the principal. And she went to the principal. She talked to the school resource officer, and they said they knew about it, and it was a hoax, and it was just a rumor.
Okay.
So that made us feel better. We've got to report them.
So we need to filter them. Keith?
I'm okay with them reposted. I mean, in today's society, you don't know what's real and what's not. And you need to always be alert, and the kids need to be alert, and the parents need to be alert.
All right. An Arizona mom is opting her son out of homework because he recently came home with a 20-page assignment. Now, here's the thing. Her son is in kindergarten. Guys, should kindergarten students even have homework? Ogie.
Something's very wrong with that picture. 20 pages, unless it was coloring pages or something. That's absurd.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a call for something. Yeah, it is. It's just weird. I mean, what do you think about homework in kindergarten?
Yeah, no homework. I don't think for elementary school period homework, but every child should be required to read at home. Parents need to read with their kids.
Keith, homework in kindergarten?
I think you need homework, but 20 pages, that's a bit much.
All right. I didn't even go to kindergarten. I think I was trying to learn.
Did you even go to school?
No, I didn't. All right. Bobby Kennedy fought hard to get on the North Carolina ballot. Then he pulls out of the race. Now he wants his name off the ballot. Now here's the deal. We've already printed like 3 million of those ballots with his name on it. He's suing the state. And if he gets his way, we're going to have to reprint everything. Every county will have to pay for that. In Guilford County alone, $12,000 worth of damage he's doing. Guys, should North Carolina counties sue Kennedy personally to recoup these costs?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only that, sue him for damages too. I mean, a lot of people were planning to early vote. Now they can't. It's been held up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Rosemary.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should bear the brunt of the cost.
Keith.
Absolutely should bet about it.
Both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris now say that recreational marijuana should be legal, regardless of who's elected. Do you think Congress will legalize pot next year, Ogie?
Well, not necessarily. I think if the Democrats get the majority of both houses, it will. But otherwise, you can't tell about the Republicans. Whatever Trump says do is what they'll do.
All right, even if he's not elected.
Yeah.
Rosemary,
I think it's likely they will.
you think they will?
I think so.
Keith, will they make marijuana legal?
It's kind of strange that both parties, they're trying to legalize marijuana, but many of them want to oppose Roe versus Wade. It's kind of strange to me.
Yeah, it's a lot of inconsistencies everywhere. There's a New York congressman who's proposing to make September 11th a national holiday as a way of honoring the thousands of people who died on that day in 2001. Are you okay with making 9/11 a federal holiday, Ogie?
I am. I really am. I see nothing at all wrong with that.
Because we talked before on this show, but there's just too many holidays. Should we eliminate any of them? What do you think about
We
a
could
9/11?
eliminate one, Columbus Day for one.
Yeah, well, a lot of states don't recognize it. What do you think about a 9/11 holiday?
I think it is time that we do that. And
Really?
I think that we have a whole generation of children who don't even know what happened that day. And so it's time that they need to remember.
Key.
I don't want to make a tragedy a holiday. I just think it's too much. Too many people died. Too many people suffered. I think you celebrate it and you recognize it, but making it a holiday, that seems a bit much for me.
All right, in the days following Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris, hundreds of thousands of first-time voters have now registered to vote. Will these folks actually vote, number one? Number two, will they hand Taylor Swift a win in November? Ogie.
Yes, that was the icing on the cake right there. That got us over the top. And now Billie Eilish came out yesterday.
Billie Eilish has done it too. Do you think these people will show up and vote?
I think they will. I think she will tell them to go out and vote. I think she'll keep talking about it.
Keith?
I think she absolutely will make a difference. It's absolutely, especially among young voters.
Unless they're all located in California or someplace where she's already winning.
It's all over the
But if we can
She's
get them
all
everywhere.
over the place. She
her home
has
state's what,
influence.
Pennsylvania? She's from Pennsylvania, so maybe that'll...
And it's not just young people.
No.
No, because what was the average age that they said was 40 of her fans, the average age of 40?
I heard you listening to some Taylor Swift in your car.
No, I swiftly listened to the radio.
I heard it.
All right, finally, the Hormel company is now selling bacon with the flavor of Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. Guys and gals, would you eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal flavored bacon? Ogie.
Yeah, I eat them both separately. I don't see a problem with eating them together. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, have you had that cereal recently? It's delicious.
You like the
And
cereal?
bacon is delicious.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Would you eat all that stuff in the
Man,
bacon?
I think both of them have been eating too much bacon. It's disgusting. Bacon cereal? I mean, it's bad enough.
Got cereal in the bacon.
Cereal bacon.
No, that's disgusting. Oh, God. No way will I eat no cereal
All right,
bacon.
well, we got that settled, didn't we? All right.
What you guys been eating?
That's why we say this show is toast. All right, well, anyway, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this, we've been talking politics. As you know, Wisconsin is an important swing state, but the other day, the officials there found out that there's marijuana growing right in front of the state capitol. No wonder those people up there are so high on politics. For all of us here on Triad Today, I'm Jim Longworth. Next week, our 1,000th special show. We'll be back. See you.